Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case out of Pictou County, Nova Scotia. As we approach upon 1 year of Jack and Lilly missing, RCMP comes out with new heartbreaking updates, ones that we probably expected, but were never ready for. A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They call me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plans, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and He made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm in a unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearl. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fire and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart,
Not better these days.
fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Let's hit it. We haven't been here since 1976. Gairloch.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust, hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Ow.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust, hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, 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 everyone. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me and my friends here. Today is April 30th, 2026. It is currently 6:30 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour, bonjour. Did any of you guys get a notification? Because I think I screwed my notifications up. You only get three in a 24-hour period. And last night I was going to go live with Jack and Lilly Sullivan. But, yesterday, I took my mother-in-law for her 6-month breast cancer checkup. Thank the good Lord she is good being here. Um, but we have to kinda drive a long way to do that, and, I'd only gotten, like, 2 or 3 hours of sleep, and I had to get up well, I always get up very early, but I had sometimes I lay back down if I'm not working, and, but anyway, yesterday I had to take my mother-in-law, and we had to drive quite a bit and then, uh, wait there. There's 2 doctor's appointment because she has the test done, and she gets the results a few hours later, and then she sees her doctor for that. And, anyway, Pearl was my monkey, my spider monkey. She was really, really tired yesterday, um, because monkeys are, primates like us, and she needs her at least 8 hours of beauty sleep, or she gets a little cranky. Yesterday, she was so tired, and I got ready yesterday to do the live stream and all that, and she was sleeping, and anyway, she woke up on the wrong side of the banana tree. And she was cranky, and Pearl's not usually she's a very good girl. Very, very good girl, but, yesterday, she wasn't having it. She was like, "You are not going live. I am so sorry, but if you do, it's going to be bad for you." So, then I went to reschedule it 'cause I was like, "Maybe she'll calm down," because I really wanted to go live yesterday, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because I knew more was coming out today with the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case, so we got a lot more today. But it's so good to see all of you guys. Thank you all so much for joining me for Jack and Lilly. I know Jack and Lilly, we're right up on that first year of Jack and Lilly going missing. We are, is this the last day of, let me look here. Is this the last day of April? Yeah, today's the last day of April. Tomorrow's May 1st. We are right there. And so yeah, all of that stuff. So it's so good to see you all. Joyous, where have you been? Mamacitas, we missed you. 1954. Jewel, good to see you. Miss Shari, good to see you. Miss Peggy, Tony, Jennifer, Tina, CZ, Miss Roxy, Connie, good to see you, my friend. Lynn, Vibes, Jennifer, Captain, good to see you. Miss Carol, Peggy, Abigail, Miss Ayarika, Tony, good to see you. Kathy, MN, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, a whole year. Half baked, bonjour. There's Miss Tina, Connie Cruz. How are you, Kathleen? Good to see everyone. Hey, Mish, good to see you, baby. Kathleen, Leslie, always keeping it real. Good to see you, my friend. Um, so yeah, lots of stuff coming out here in the Jack and Lilly Sullivan case. I want to hear what you have to think of it. I believe that they know a lot more, and the stepfather of Jack and Lilly, Daniel Martell. He's not actually technically the stepfather, he's the mom's boyfriend. He is used in the media as the stepfather. So, he has court coming up in 3 days on unrelated charges. How he will plead to those 3 charges, um, and, the prosecutor recently spoke on those unrelated charges, and, he said that, "We believe we have sufficient evidence, more than enough, that to take this to, to court, to take Daniel to, charge Daniel with this." And, there's some things that I have learned that, um, again, I don't know what they have, but I've heard some things that, if true, is going to make our jaws drop if prosecutors has this. And, it is, or I'm sure will be, quite shocking. Um, and so it's going to be very interesting to see how Daniel pleads on that, um, because obviously he has an attorney. Obviously, the prosecutor or the RCMP recently, uh, I think it was the last court date, they gave more to the the courts. They gave more to what the prosecutors had on Daniel, and so, um, it's guys, it makes me feel so bad for Jack and Lily. It makes me feel so bad for Jack and Lily, what those children went through. They should have never have been there. And in my opinion, Malaya should have never went back. Never went back. He pled not guilty to buy more time. Um, well, more's coming on the 3rd. And if the things that I have heard, um, you would be very sadistic, Daniel. I mean, it would be, I can't tell you what I would, in my opinion, what the absolute perversion and sadistic things, it's beyond. No human being should have to live through that. So, very, 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 very bad. Very bad. And, I now look at Janie worse than I ever have, to be quite honest with you. I used to think, I mean, I still think that Janie didn't just want to get in the middle of it. Um, but I also believe she was, I think she's right in there. I do, guys. I really do. And I think right now they are so paranoid of what is to come, in my opinion. What they, I think there is a lot of paranoia. And there was a recent search out there, and I think there's delusions, but I truly believe, in my opinion, that they are delusions under drugs to cope. Really bad, really bad, really bad. It is just depressing all the time. Mishmash, I was taking a bath. Mish Maria, good to see you. Thank you, baby. Mish, the little sun conure. I love sun conures. They are so cute. Really do appreciate that, my friend. Guys, do me a big, big favor. It's more important than ever. Please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate you all being here today. Share this live out. Copy that. Hit that share button. Copy that link. Drop it in any of your favorite social media. Hype the video if you would be so kind. You get 3 hypes a week after the live stream. If you don't use it, you lose it. And yeah, the more you comment in chat here, the more points you can hype. So greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yeah, all that good stuff. It really, really helps out the channel and all of the stuff that we do here. And more importantly, helps get these cases out. Jack and Lily's case, it is coming up on a year. But I cannot stress to you, I can't imagine how these teachers feel. I really can't imagine. Thank you for hyping it, my dear. Appreciate you, Jennifer. I think they all know something, in my opinion. Tony, after some recent things that I've heard, there's, in my opinion, there's just no doubt in my mind, right? No doubt in my mind. We hype, we hype, we hype, we hype, we hype. Thank you so much, my dear. Rugs play a big part in this, in my opinion. Absolutely. So there was, I'll tell you one thing that is going around on the Facebook streets, if you will, and I've had others come to me as well on this. Do you know there was a recent search? Malaya was, she's supposedly, starting to search now or whatever. But there was allegedly one of the ladies, I don't know, I can't remember. I'm not going to use her name even if I do know. But she allegedly met up with Daniel while the search for Jack and Lilly was going on. And what do you think they were doing? Yeah. Mhm. Oh, I think it was more than Rug and Sam. I think they were more than. I think they was probably trying to, drill oil to China, maybe. Some of them allegedly talked to Janie as well, and again, they're saying that just delusions, just absolute delusions. I'm not. Again, it's alleged. I'm not going to use the person's name. You can find it on Facebook. People talking about it. Oh, he is. But anyone who would do that with them, with, I mean, during a search, number one. Number two, you just don't give a fuck, Daniel, other than you're just disgusting. CZ, good to see you, baby. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate that. Prayer for everything. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, Captain. Exactly. Exactly. Joy is, I need to talk to you, girl. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Mm. Hey, Yvette, why does anyone in the town want to go anywhere near him? Um, I don't know. I don't know. I guess there's just I mean, it's slim pickings in the area, not a lot of population. But I don't care if he was the last man on earth to procreate for humanity and I was a woman. I would not, it would not be with Daniel. I would just say, Lord, please drop someone from the heavens so I can procreate for humanity, not Daniel. Just no way. No way. I didn't think DM was allowed to search because of his pending charges. Um, it's unrelated, Kelly. It's unrelated. I don't know if he can be around his alleged victim, if you know what I mean, which we don't know who that is. I want to make that clear. But regardless, um, he wasn't searching. I'm I don't want to make that clear. He was not searching. It was allegedly someone there that was supposed to be searching. Yeah. So I don't know, Kelly. Good to see you, babe. Hey, Aussie, Valerie, everyone. We got a lot to get to. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, that's so cute, Carol. Can I show that? One of my aunties does a lot of this. Carol did an embroidery. Let freedom ring 250 years. That is amazing. We're America's birthday. We are on our 250 years. Yeah. Happy birthday, America. Legit since 1776. Isn't that cute? That's very good. That's very good. Um, embroidery's the way to go. Anyways. Okay. All right, guys. So the RCMP has asked for fact-based tips on Jack and Lily's disappearance, and I agree. I really believe that this. I really believe that they have a lot in this case with Jack and Lily. I don't think that they are, in my opinion, where they are begging for tips. They want specific tips. Uh, you know what I mean? Like very specific. I think they have a lot, but now they need very specific things. And I honestly am not sure, in my opinion, that a lot of people that really anybody has that other than maybe a few. Um, I do believe there is someone potentially working with the RCMP, in my opinion. Annie Marie, thank you so much, Mama Sita. Good to see you. Appreciate you, Annie. Thank you so much, my dear. Welcome to the Pearl family. Appreciate you. I'm kind of tired of hearing the RCMP having to ask for tips. Wish they'd just have them by now. I think they've been putting a lot together. I think they've known quite a bit since day one. The thing about it is, where's Jack and Lily, right? And sadly, you're going to see in this that they make pretty clearly, um, from what I understand. I've read some articles. I have not seen this because I want to give you my absolute authentic reaction to it. Um, but from what I understand, according to the articles, they have said that it's a very slim chance that Jack and Lily are alive. And I think we've known that pretty much from, I don't believe Jack and Lily were really alive past midnight, if you ask me. Um, and they said when they were searching, that the likelihood of them being alive are very slim. And then you've got to remember they asked about the death or the unaliving of Jack and Lily. RCMP knows a lot more, right? Um, and I think they started making a lot of headway, in my opinion, on this case around August of 2025, maybe September, but August, September. I think there was some things that really changed this case and started escalating it. And hopefully, no, I don't believe it's going to go cold. Absolutely not. No. Listen, if I'm talking about this case, in uh, 5 more years, or 10 more years, or 15 more years, we're going to be talking about it. We're not letting Jack and Lily are just too special, and they were totally wronged. And listen, we could have been those kids, guys. He just a clapping seal. Good to see you, babe. Everybody's, everyone, can you just imagine? They're only on the planet 4 and 6 years, right? And in my opinion, at least the last 2 to 3 years. I mean, I think Jack pretty much lived through hell since pretty much he was born. But especially the last 2 years. I mean, that's not even a lot of, at 4 years old, you're not even like, I mean, you're conscious, but you don't really have anything to make memories off of a lot or anything like that. And I pray, because I'm angry in this case. I am really angry. I believe that CPS failed Jack and Lily. I think I believe, in my opinion, they were there more than one time. Yeah. And I believe if they would have gotten Jack and Lily and Meadow out of that home, they would be thriving kids today. We would have never known them, never known about them if CPS would have done their job. If those around them would have done their job. Right? Oh, we got a new pearl. Or Jasmine. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Pearl family. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, welcome over to the Pearl family. Appreciate you. Lynn says, in my opinion, there is a big white spot in the driveway where it all happened. As she says, in my opinion, I always was curious why, in my opinion. I don't think you could have been on that property that evening, that night, and that morning and not know what the hell happened. So, again, that's why I have never, ever, ever defended any of the adults, because the lies, the absolute lies that they want us all to believe. I am here to defend Jack and Lilly, who didn't have a voice. Children can't just get up and leave. They can't and just don't call 911 or 999. They don't know how to express themselves. Very sad. Let's get it started, guys. Credit is going to our friends at Global News, which you guys have done an amazing job. Global News, all of the local media has in Canada. Here we go.
Absolutely. On that note, we will start from your left to the right. We'll limit.
Oh,
each
wait.
reporter
These
to
are the
one question.
questions. Let me go back. 1 second. Wrong one. That's where they start the questions. This is CTV, who's done an amazing job as well. They all have, actually. Okay, here we go. Guys, make sure you're hitting that thumbs up button, sharing the live out. Really appreciate you all being here. Very much.
Investigation now, still not much information. Do you feel there are people out there that might be able to give you information that can lead you somewhere?
Oh, absolutely. We really would like the public to consider, if they do have any information, real factual based information, to please contact us at the numbers provided. We seek anything we can find so that we can follow up and find new leads, new avenues to find information.
Jacob Moore with Acadian Broadcasting. What sort of
we watching the right
level of new information or new discovery do you need for this?
I got the best mods.
Potentially move from a missing persons case to something else, potentially something criminal or suspicious?
Sure. It's hard to really put a label on what exactly we need, as you can imagine. But we just need facts and evidence that support criminality. And once we have that, we make all of our decisions based on the evidence that we collect. Once we have that evidence, then we'll move forward in those areas if that's appropriate.
In your news release this morning, you talked about wanting to have more fact-based tips from the public. Can you tell us what you meant by that, and I have a follow-up? Sure. I mean, everybody is exposed to social media throughout their daily lives, and sometimes social media can get fairly speculative and sometimes not necessarily based in truth or fact. The information we need isn't necessarily speculation or thoughts or theories. We'd like information that actually points us in a direction to try and find out things that have taken place. So I just find sometimes social media can be a little bit murky. So on social media, can you talk to us about how, when tips come from that kind of a source, or people are relating tips that they've heard on social?
Yeah. And this is the thing. The tips that they want, and it's very important. Like, I would never call in a tip that a friend told me that such and such did something, right? You need absolute proof it needs to be the first person. You can't use in a court of law, my friend said Daniel told him this, or Malaya told him that this happened or that happened. That doesn't work in court. It has to be I directly seen or directly spoke to him on this. I have this recording. I was a witness to this.
Social media, how the impact that has on the investigation, because I understand you have to chase those down anyway.
Well, obviously, when we investigate something, we try and gather every piece of information we possibly can about the
They do, Sherry, but the thing about it is, and this is the thing, the public usually end up technically solving it. It's the investigators that put it all together and wrap it up in a neat bow and take it to court. But people just want to help, and you can't really you can't really blame them. You know what I mean? People are really just doing the best they can. They just want Jack and Lilly found, and they feel like, oh my God, if there's any way this will help, let me just call. So
situation.
I get it.
So when we get
So
a tip, speculative tip, then we're required, we're duty bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. So when we get things that really are, you know, very speculative, it creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometimes. So it just helps for us in our stuff. People consider, is this something that is factual, something the police can find more information on? So does that answer your question? Okay.
What does approaching the 1 year mean?
they were reported missing on Friday.
What does approaching the 1 year mark mean for the investigation? Does it change any of the results of maybe even getting closer to finding the kids?
Well, we've taken, it's of course been a long investigation. So over the last number of months, we've gone through a lot of the information we have, and of course, we're new leads. But I guess this investigation is always going to take time. There has been a lot of tips, a lot of interviews, and a lot of video that we've had to review, and of course, other avenues of different areas where we want to collect and things. So
I mean, again, I like I said, I always support law enforcement generally. It doesn't mean I agree with everything, but I do believe RCMP has been working hard and diligently on this case. I do believe they didn't realize how big this was. And in my opinion, they made some mistakes in the beginning. I mean, no case is perfect. There's always going to be mistakes and error, but I do believe, for instance, they didn't take their phones soon enough. They didn't take the pink blanket soon enough and things like that. But I do believe that they are working really, really hard on this.
it takes a long time to go through all that and do it, but that's where the investigation stands.
Early Bose, the Chronicle Herald. You mentioned the amount of content you guys have had to go through, and I know there's been this kind of rise of AI-generated content. Could you kind of speak a bit more on that? How it's affected the investigation?
Well, obviously, whenever you collect any electronic data, you have to make sure that there's integrity related to that data. So, of course, that creates extra steps, but we have the capabilities in RCMP to deal with those things. So,
Let's just take a little bit.
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I did not mean there to be a commercial. Let me put it on my commercial list one.
Radio. So you're long
Right
the
here.
investigation stands.
Have had to go through, and I know there's been this kind of rise of AI-generated content. Could you kind of speak a bit more on that? How it's affected the investigation?
Well,
I hate the
obviously, whenever
AI-generated
you
content.
collect any electronic data, you have to make sure that there's integrity related to that data. So, of course, that creates extra steps, but we have the capabilities in RCMP to deal with those.
Smiley, Shannon, Anastasia.
To have Mario with Radio Canada, I'll ask my question in English, but if it could be answered in French.
Certainly.
And my colleague already asked, where are we approaching with the 1 year? You said there's nothing new, but what are you hoping to see next, I guess?
We're going to continue to gather whatever information is out there, take any tips from the public and follow up on those, and we'll make our investigative decisions based on those facts.
You got to see that RCMP has been, do it, Jerry. Absolutely. Some of those AI videos are just absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, darling. But they've been relatively quiet on this since they stopped searching. And I think that's for a reason. It's been more investigative. I do think Daniel and Janie is, particularly Daniel, I think they are very perplexed and scared because the RCMP isn't coming to them now. It was, I think, almost therapeutic for Daniel to speak to the RCMP. Not that he was giving them valuable information, but they were nice to him. And I think, he thought he was just one of the guys, one of the guys. But Daniel doesn't know how it works, apparently.
I can provide that in French if you want, Rob. Alors, en français, vraiment avec l'année qui s'est poursuivie, l'enquête se poursuit, nos enquêtes.
1 second.
I can't speak to a specific challenge. I think it's more of a general comment about
That's right.
social media and AI impacts on policing, right? So it's just things that we have to consider nowadays. So.
Est-ce que vous pourriez nous dire l'effet de l'intelligence artificielle?
Oui, absolument. En ce qui concerne l'intelligence artificielle, c'est de tenir la.
Hi, Lizzie Jones from the Globe and Mail. To the outside world, seeing this press release today, many people might assume that the case is at a standstill, that the investigation is at a standstill. What can you say to tell the public or convince the public that what you're doing, that you're making progress, if you're making progress at all over these last 6 months or so?
Ever since this began, the RCMP has been actively engaged in pursuing the answers as to what happened with Jack and Lilly. This is a critical question for our community. When 2 young children go missing and we have no answers. So we've not let up the steam, and we won't. Our investigators, our parents, as I've said before, we're families, and we want answers.
I mean, look at this. We had no idea that the RCMP had a case on Daniel separately. Not a clue. Not a clue. Remember that? Not a clue. And all of a sudden, Daniel's charged. They know a lot, in my opinion.
Just as much as everybody else. We haven't stopped and we won't. We've engaged units from across Canada. We continue to engage those units to support us where needed. We've brought in specialized services for any area that's required, whether it be testing or looking at our social media for AI or whatever other specialized areas, human remains detection dogs. And we won't stop. If we see something we can leverage that'll help us find answers, we'll take that.
But are you any closer to knowing what happened to the kids? When I spoke with you,
yeah, we're going to get to that, Esther.
We're forming pictures of what may have happened, but we still don't know. There's still no evidence of abduction or foul play or anything for anyone to go on.
Yeah, we continue to gather information to develop that picture, and we have to review all the information that comes in when we make decisions. Of course, there is an active investigation. I'm not going to get into all the details of it, but we are pursuing all avenues available to us.
We are pursuing all avenues that are available to us. Love you too, Deb. And may have a separate case on MBM. Maybe. I think the RCMP are using everyone to their advantage. I think they are, I think they've mined Daniel for as much information as they can get from him for the advantage, and Malaya as well. So all of that. Just became a member so you guys can keep me company. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very much for becoming a member. Daniel is not in jail. Daniel has court May 3rd, 3 days from now. Right? Joy. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you very, very much, Miss Mamacitas. You received one of those. Is it the 4th? Oh, yeah, it's the 4th. You're right. Thank you, Joyce. It's May 4th. May the 4th be with you, Daniel. Yeah, it's May 4th. I apologize. I kept saying May 3rd. May 4th. If you received one of those pearl necklaces from our beloved Joyous, make sure you give her a big thank you and clutch her.
I hope people are paying attention to this.
Welcome to Clutch Them Pearls. Yeah, you're in the crew. stunners this world never knew. We're dancing, laughing all around this world. Hold tight, shine bright, you're part of our world.
How are you doing? Thank you so much, Miss Joyce. And the Black Bear, Darlene, Amanda, everyone rolling in here. May the 4th be with you. That's right. That's right. It's what is that movie? It's like a space movie or something. What is it? I forget what it is. Star Wars.
But I know the press release says fact-based tips.
Yes.
What exactly are you looking for when it's being fact-based?
Well, something that can be corroborated, something that's less than rumor or, this person said, that person said, something that we can find facts to follow up on to show whether things are true or false. Things like that. Perhaps there's evidence or hard, tangible evidence of some kind. Maybe I'm just tossing out possibilities, but something that we're able to work with to find something out, not necessarily just some random theory that we have to piece through. So does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah. And I know that there is volunteer search this weekend. Does RCMP have any plans of doing another search in Lansdowne Station at this time?
We don't have any plans at this time.
I'm not a Star
we
Wars
appreciate
person.
the efforts from the different groups that are trying to support our community with locating these 2 missing children, and we've been in contact with them. So, it's
Hold
it's
on,
good to
what?
see community step
What-
up
what-
and
what?
support our community with locating these 2 missing children, and we've been in contact with them. So,
Let me make sure I understand that right. Does RCMP have any?
Lansdowne Station at this time?
we don't have any plans at this time. We appreciate.
Okay. Does RCMP have any plans, like, I guess, to search for them at this time? And they say, which I find very interesting, what he says there, no plans of that, but the community, we have been in touch, right, with people in the community. And like I've always stated about the 2 individuals that claim that they heard Daniel's vehicle after midnight into the early hours of the morning, 5:30 in the morning. I'll say that, the around the before Jack and Lilly was claimed to have go missing, but they say that they heard 2 vehicles in the area. I 100% believe and support those neighbors. I always have. And I think that is a big thing in this case. I think that, in my opinion, really helped the RCMP. And they say very, very early on after Jack and Lilly went missing what they heard or saw. And then after that, Daniel comes out and doesn't even realize, but he says the same thing, that the directions that he went, where he stopped, where he turned around in. So I absolutely believe them. Always have.
Appreciate the efforts from.
And these neighbors are people that don't want to get in anybody's business. They don't want to get in anybody's business. They just want people to leave them alone. But they heard what they heard or saw what they saw. And thankfully, they ended up telling the RCMP. Right? You would be sus at that hour, especially on a Thursday, driving around. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, I think it's very interesting, that Malaya is saying in the documents, RCMP documents, where she says she went to bed early. Daniel stays up. He was, was maybe working around the house. He said he would clean, but when she woke up that morning, nothing was cleaned, so she didn't know what he was doing that night. I think she's trying to clear away there of saying, oh, no, I was sleeping. I don't know what he was doing, but the house wasn't clean, so I really don't know what he was doing. And in my opinion, that tells me exactly she knew what happened. And saying that Daniel didn't do what he said he was going to do.
From the different groups that are trying to support our community with locating these two missing
I don't
children.
either. That's why I
And
think
we've
she
been
said
in
it.
contact with them.
I
So,
agree, Joe.
you know, it's good to see communities step up, and but we don't have anything planned at this time.
Sorry. Go ahead. Hey, Rob, it's Paul.
Yes.
Reading the release, 106 interviews, polygraphs. I think this was reported in the fall, but I'll re-ask.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Pam.
The polygraph, family members, community members, can you use a bit of specificity or just a general
Sure.
sense for the polygraph?
Exactly, Shannon. In my opinion, children get no say or choice in whom they live or how they live, yet Jack and Lilly suffered in every way, whilst all the adults still living their lives. Yep. And that's why I get so pissed off in cases like this, right? Because there are adults out there who was selfish as can be in the first place. And that's why we are where we're at today with two children highly dead, likely dead. And their actions and behavior is a result of the two children, Jack and Lilly, deceased. And then afterwards, they don't want the accountability of their actions and behavior, so they lie. And then Jack and Lilly and all these other children like Jack and Lilly still get the short end of the stick, right? But it's only temporary. We got to remember that. It's only temporary. I do believe there will be answers in this case, but even if there wasn't, I do believe there is a judgment, whether it's on this earth or the next. There's a judgment that we all will face. And that's one that Daniel and Malaya and Janie or whoever, I would not want that.
Generally, we've
So it's best to fess up now. Don't take it to God. Deal with it in this life.
interviewed different people related to the circumstances here. I'm not going to get into specifics of it, but there's been a few different polygraphs done, and that's of course a tool that we use as part of our investigation. So, not just family, but there's been different people polygraphed. So,
and my follow-up would be just the investigation in general, the pressure on the province. I spoke with a criminologist from St. Thomas University, and he said in a case like this, it's hard on the family.
Hope you feel better,
it's
Ruby.
hard on the community. It's hard on the investigators. Can you just offer a comment on how pressurized an investigation this is? Because there's obviously a lot of emotion injected into it because of these two young children.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've mentioned this a couple of times. Our investigators feel the pressure. And they put it on themselves. As much as everybody is pressuring us, we pressure ourselves almost doubly as much as that. So, but they're committed to finding answers. Everybody wants answers to this, to what's happened here. And we'll continue to follow all avenues that are available to us until we have those answers.
I think that's very well said. Very well said. All right, there's another video, but we're going to get to this article first before we do that, because I think this is very, very important. When was this one? This one was today. Okay. All right, here we go. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button, double tap that screen if you're on the mobile to help spread awareness for Jack and Lilly, get others to see this. Nova Scotia missing kids RCMP, quote, want answers, end quote, 1 year after Lilly and Jack's disappearance. Close to 1 year after the disappearance of two young Nova Scotia siblings, RCMP say the investigation hasn't stalled, but they're still looking for, quote, fact-based tips as they try to determine what happened to Jack and Lilly Sullivan. The officer in charge of major crimes told reporters Thursday that while the disappearance of 4-year-old Jack Sullivan and 6-year-old Lilly is still considered a missing persons case, there is no evidence of abduction. No evidence of abduction. And I think that is a very important point. Think about it this way. The question is, why has major crimes been at Jack and Lily's house less than 24 hours of them going missing? And has not let their foot off the gas in nearly 1 year? Well, in my opinion, because they believe a lot of things are wrong in this case, right? And it says that there was a, what's the word? How did they say it? I think the chance that Jack and Lilly are alive are very slim, end quote. And he says that there is no evidence of an abduction. So if there's no evidence of an abduction and they're not in that radius where they could have walked on their own accord in a 20-minute period, we're not rocket scientists here, but it doesn't take a lot. Sometimes law enforcement spells it out without saying it. If they didn't walk off by themselves and nobody took them, the answers are in the house. The answers are in the house. The answers are on the property, right? The answers, in my opinion, are with Daniel, Malaya, Janie, and possibly others. But certainly the people on the property, right? He stressed that the investigation has not given up and that we want answers as much everyone else, quote, end quote. He says, quote, ever since this beginning, the RCMP have been actively engaged in pursuing answers as to what happened with Jack and Lilly. This is a critical question for our community when two young children go missing and we have no answers, end quote. He said, quote, we've not let up this, we've not let the steam up, and we won't. Lilly and Jack were reported missing on May 2nd, 2025 from their home in Lansdowne Station in Nova Scotia in Pictou County. The children's family told police the siblings wandered away from their home. Oh, let me turn this audio off so y'all can hear me better. The children's family told the police the siblings wandered away from their home, which is situated in a heavily wooded area, that morning. What followed was a multi-agency ground, air, water search, including the use of cadaver dogs. In the update Thursday, the RCMP said that investigators have formally interviewed 106 people, administered polygraphs, reviewed 8,132 video files, and executed warrants for, quote, materials and digital evidence of those closest to the children. Hello? Hello? Do you hear that? That is a quote, by the way. That is a quote. They have executed warrants for, quote, materials and digital evidence of those closest to the children. Closest to the children says it all. Yes, it does, Deb. Yes, it does. Yes, exactly. Enoch, thank you, darling. That's so kind of you. Really appreciate that, Enoch. Thank you, baby. You received one of those pearl necklaces. Make sure you give our Enoch a big, big thank you. Thank you so much for your support, my friend.
Hope people are paying attention to this.
Welcome to Clutch Them Pearls, yeah, you're in the clue. Shine bright like the stars, this world never knew. We're dancing, laughing all around this world. Hold tight, shine bright, you're part of our pearl.
RCMP, open up. RCMP, open up.
My dog's name is not Fluffy. My dog's name is Tucker. 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 If you don't hear it, maybe you'll know what it spells.
Thank you so much, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you very much. What is it? Is that? Yes, MZ. It is. Thank you so much, Enoch. Really, really do appreciate my darling. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. But that says a lot. As well, police reports evaluating and prioritizing 1,191 tips. Quote, this investigation is always going to take time. You hear that? They are telling us that this is going to take time. It's always going to take time, but they're going to see it through. Okay? There's been a lot of tips, a lot of interviews, and a lot of video that we've had to review, and of course, other avenues of different areas. Listen to that. This is a quote. There's a lot of tips, a lot of interviews, and a lot of video that we've had to review, and of course, other avenues of different areas where we want to collect and things. Different areas. Right? Yeah, they didn't walk off. Different areas. Wonder what areas they're searching. Or where they've looked. Okay. So it's going to take a long time to go through all of that, McCamon says. That's where the investigation stands. When asked what fact-based tips from the public meant, McCamon said, police are looking for information beyond speculation or thoughts or theories. Quote, sometimes social media can get fairly speculative and sometimes not necessarily based in truth and fact, end quote, he said. Quote, we'd like information that actually points us into the direction to try to find out things that have taken place. So I just find sometimes social media can be a little bit murky. Okay. Things that have taken place. Things that have taken place. Wonder what took place. He went on to say that speculation and rumors can actually bog down police investigation that when they are duty bound to follow all leads. So when we get things that really are speculative, it creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on, end quote, he said. Over the weekend, another search by volunteers was conducted while McCamon said police, quote, appreciate the efforts from the different groups, end quote. He said the RCMP do not have any current plans themselves for another search. Police or family impacts, rather. At the time of the disappearance, the children lived with their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, and stepfather, Daniel Mathtel, and their baby sister. Brooks Murray has rarely spoken out. She declined Global News requests for an interview about the upcoming 1-year anniversary about the children's disappearance. Oh, yeah, Malaya. Yeah, it's been a year, and you still don't want to speak on the anniversary of the children being missing a year later?
RCMP, open up.
Come on now. Come on. Esther, it's always been an investigation, right? But they're not saying what kind of investigation this is, right? Except the last time someone spoke with the RCMP, that they did say that how did they say it? They are investigating possible criminality. So it's always been an investigation. It's always been a search. Again, I think one of the things that the RCMP has never answered, but in my opinion, spells it out. Media has asked the RCMP, why would major crimes, again, major crimes unit, be at the day after Jack and Lilly go missing, if you are saying there is no, we don't know what kind of investigation this is. Major crimes, and they RCMP won't say why, but I think the title speaks for itself. Major crimes. Come on, right? Okay. So Brooks Murray has declined to speak on Jack and Lilly for their year anniversary of them being missing. What? Let's give a slow clap for the mother. In a statement released in November 2025 via Please Bring Me Home, a non-for-profit group that looks for missing people, Brooks Murray appealed for information. She wrote, I will never stop searching for my children until they are found, brought home, safe and sound. Somewhere, I think they mean someone, somewhere rather, knows something. So bring my babies home. Such a manipulating trio. Such a manipulating trio. All three of you that lived on that property are such a manipulating trio, in my opinion. Martell has spoken extensively to the media in the past about the children's disappearance. In October 2025, he told Global News he no longer believed the siblings wandered into the woods. He did not respond to the interview request by deadline Thursday. So Daniel declined to speak in this one as well. How interesting, right? How interesting. Lori, thank you so much. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Miss Lori. Thank you, baby. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our Lori a big thank you. And 5 months, where did MDN even start searching? Yeah. She didn't search the day. I mean, think about this. Think about this. She didn't even search when they first went missing, or when they say that they first went missing. Who doesn't look for their children when they like literally first discover them missing? Right? She's like, well, I got a baby. Right? I don't care if I had to, strap the baby to my chest. I would be looking for my kid. Right? Come on now. Come on. When she says they discovered them missing, she didn't even look. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Out time, drinking and partying and, going to the beach daily and taking those, selfies and all of that. Had plenty of time for that, though, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. When more than half of your children go missing, Malia, I would be looking for them. But no. Not Miss Malia. When asked how the children's disappearance and investigation is weighing on the family, McCamon said his heart goes out to them. Quote, I'm not going to talk specifically about the family impacts, but in general, in any circumstances like this, their impact on the family, and my heart goes out to them, McCamon said. The province is offering a reward for up to $150,000 for information on the case. Anyone with information can call the Northwest Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit, again, Major Crime Unit, 902-896-5060, 902-896-5060, or you can also email them. Doesn't provide the email, just has a link there. But you can also contact Nova Scotia Crime Stoppers, and that is 100% anonymous. 100% anonymous, I may say. All right. Let's see here. We've got some more things up in here. Very interesting things going on. Oops. Let me pull this up here. And the Major Crimes Unit says everything, in my opinion. Just absolutely everything. Very sad, man. Okay. Bear with me, please, and thank you. Okay. Let me see if this is, check this real quick.
One follow-up. If there's time after that, we'll go back around for another round of questions. Thank you. Rob, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Let me see if there's anything else.
Sure, no problem.
Mark Hodgins, 95.7 News Radio. So year-long investigation now, still not much information. Do you feel there are people out there that might be able to give you information that can lead you somewhere?
Oh, absolutely.
That's very interesting. Do you feel that there's people out there that can give you information? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Mm-hmm. Cough.
Yeah, really would like the public to consider, if they do have any information, real factual based information, to please contact us at the numbers provided. We seek anything we can find so that we can follow up and find new leads, new avenues to find information.
My friends laughed at me for buying this, and now they ask me where I got this.
Adam, for buying that. That's so rude. Sorry about the commercial, guys. I forget to put it on there.
Jacob Moore with Acadia Broadcasting. What sort of level of new information or new discovery do you need for this to potentially move from a missing persons case to something else, potentially something criminal or suspicious?
Sure. It's hard to really put a label on what exactly we need, as you can imagine. But we just need facts and evidence that support criminality. And once we have that, we make all of our decisions based on the
That's
evidence
what you
that we
said
collect.
last time.
Once we have that evidence, then we'll move forward in those areas if that's appropriate.
I'm going to show you something right here. Oh, I need to sign into
In your
this.
news release this morning, you talked about wanting to have more fact-based tips from the
Yes.
public. Can you tell us what you meant by that? And I have a follow-up.
Sure. I mean, everybody is exposed to social media throughout their daily lives, and sometimes social media can get.
1 second.
This investigation was always going to take time. There's been a lot of tips, a lot of interviews, and a lot of video that we've had to review, and of course, other avenues of different areas where we want to collect and things. So it takes a long time to go through all that and do it, but that's where the investigation stands.
Ali Bowes, the Chronicle Herald. You mentioned the amount of content you guys have had to go through, and I know there's been this kind of rise of AI generated content. Could you kind of speak a bit more on that?
Well, obviously, whenever you collect any electronic data, you have to make sure that there's integrity related to that data. So, of course, that creates extra steps. But we have there is an active investigation. I'm not going to get into any of the.
Okay, here it is. Right here.
Yes.
Read the release, 106 interviews, polygraphs. I think this was reported in the fall about a OAS setting. The polygraph, family members, community members, can you a bit of specificity or just
Sure. Generally, we've interviewed different people related to the circumstances here. I'm not going to get into specifics of it, but there's been a few different polygraphs done, and that's of course a tool that we use as part of our investigation. So, not just family, but there's been different people polygraphed. So,
my follow-up would be just the investigation in general, the pressure on the province. I spoke with a criminologist from St. Thomas University, and he said in a case like this, it's hard on the family, it's hard on the community, it's hard on the investigators. Can you just offer a comment on how pressurized the investigation this is? Because there's obviously a lot of emotion injected into it because of these two young children.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've mentioned this a couple of times. Our investigators feel the pressure. And they put it on themselves. As much as everybody is pressuring us, we pressure ourselves almost doubly as much as that. So, but they're committed to finding answers. Everybody wants answers to this, to what's happened here. And we'll continue to follow all avenues that are available to us until we have those answers.
Ali Thompson with CBC News. This case is extremely rare for two siblings to disappear without a trace, no answers 1 year later. It's virtually unheard of. What challenges does that present to the RCMP?
Well, of course, any time time goes by, there may be evidence lost or information that never get, that doesn't get found. It, of course, affects people's memories and stuff too when we go to do interviews. Like there are impacts on a lengthy investigation, but at the end of the day, investigations sometimes take time, especially when you're dealing with the volume of information that we're dealing with in this particular case.
Can you imagine how many terabytes of data that they have?
And we have to get it right.
It's got to be an astronomical.
Again, we
more than your notepad.
Continue to gather and look for any avenue to find information that'll help us. Again, if there's members of the public who have factual evidence-based information that feel that can support us in our investigation, please come.
Extrêmement rare de
how much pressure there is. And there is a perception, there may be a perception out there that this investigation has been stalled and it's not getting anywhere. Could you comment on the idea, I'm not asking you to reveal anything, that there are things happening behind the scenes that the police just cannot talk about?
well, in any criminal investigation, in order to protect the case here, we're gathering that information, and there's operational security related to the information we gather. If people learn different things, that can
Hear
impact our.
that? Can't talk about it. Old Granny Janie ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be. How about that?
Ability to gather things in a general sense, right? But it's just, we have to maintain the security of what we're doing too, right? So
Old Granny Janie.
it could impact our ability to gather things later. So
You mentioned investigations like this.
It could impact them later.
What can you say about why?
Major crimes.
well, even when it comes to just interviewing people, sometimes that doesn't happen immediately. Sometimes it takes time to make arrangements. There's all kinds of things that can get in the way, delays here and there, whether you're dealing with people. So sometimes some of the tips take a lot longer.
I need to get out my red flags. I have a few red flags. I used to wave them.
To follow up with, because they're just more in depth, the things we have to do, right? So without getting into a bunch of details, there's just a lot of work to be done. So
Are you confident that you're going to get there in the end?
yeah, we'll continue to work. We'll gather all the information we have, and on those answers, we'll make our decisions, move forward. I'm confident we'll be able to gather the information we need to move this investigation where it needs to go.
Do you have any information on how families?
If TENS units fixed chronic pain, I wouldn't have used mine for 4 years.
Let me fix it to where we don't get ads.
Before you start, could you just take another half?
It comes back to the social media point that can cause this, or this is what it looks like.
Any amount of tips that maybe not are rumors, but that you're still looking at?
I mean, I really can't put we need this, or this is what it looks like. Every investigation is different, right? So
Evidence or reason to believe that this is a criminal matter.
Again, we continue to collect information. We will make our decisions based on that. But as of right now, we're still investigating this as a missing persons investigation. Right?
They say that. And there's something I want to say. They are not going to change. I know it's frustrating to hear that, but they are not going to change that missing persons investigation part until they are ready to strike. Okay? I can't say that enough. The reason is because once they say that, the clock starts ticking for them to go, right? For them to arrest someone, or for the investigation to move, right? Right now, they are what they call in the fact phase, and they are interviewing, collecting, putting it all together so that they can hand it rather, in a nice, neat little package to the prosecutor. And it says, here you go, prosecutor. Now it's your turn. So when it says we are still operating under a missing persons case, yes, because they have not changed it to criminality, because when it's criminality, that's when everything changes. Okay? So don't let that discourage you in any way, shape, or form. Okay? Don't let that. Mel, thank you so much, darling. Appreciate you very much. Yes, I do cover a mini tax case. Yes, I sure do. If you want to go back, I have a playlist for Emily Pike, actually. It is a very, very sad case. And it's going to be not too long. Very sad case, Emily Pike. Yeah. I need to look up and see if there's been any movement on Emily's case lately. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate your support. But yeah, absolutely. We follow Emily Pike's case. Absolutely. Thank you, Summers Army. Appreciate you. 18 months. What a legend. Been so busy. I miss your face. Not as much as I miss your face. I miss your face. Thank you so much, Summers Army. Appreciate you. 18 months. What a legend. Really appreciate you. It's in Arizona.
Again, we have avenues that we're traveling down, and we're considering all potential. So
I think the last time RCMP spoke with maybe was somewhere in fall, and would you say from then to now that you've made any progress, or?
we've definitely made progress on going through the things we need to go through. Like
Oh, do you hear that? They have made progress since fall. Since fall. Isn't that interesting? This is an actual picture of Janie judging me when I went to the pharmacy. This is how she was looking at me when I was checking out with nothing but lube and Reese cups. So judgmental, Janie. I don't like it at all.
We're working every day to go down the roads we need to go down. So we have made forward progress, but it does take time. So
one more quick question.
Last one, Lindsay. That's it.
Do you believe Jack and Lilly are alive or dead?
I think I've already said that before. I think it was my first press debrief. Yeah, I know. And well, it hasn't changed. I think the chances that Jack and Lilly are alive are very slim. So.
Thank you everyone for coming. Merci beaucoup d'être venu ce matin. Si vous avez d'autres questions, vous pouvez les envoyer par courriel.
Oh, thank you, Summer. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, you don't really get a lot. You don't really get a lot. You kind of have to see. They can't say. You have to, and there are people that'll say, take it for what it is, whatever he says, which you in cases like this, you really have to read between the lines. You just do, because you're not going to, obviously major crimes has been there since the day after. They can't say why they're there. But again, like I said, major crimes. Hello, come on. You got to read between the lines. Because if if he says something that shows any criminality whatsoever, it starts. It starts. And there could be a press conference tomorrow. It could be next week. It might be next year. Might be even the year after. Who knows? But they will. They will.
Ou au bureau des communications stratégiques. Merci beaucoup. Bonne journée.
They would not be holding press conferences, in my opinion, if there wasn't some movement on it. Just in my opinion. I like him as well, and 1,000 times better than Nano. Oh my God, yes. Not even a comparison.
Say this is
me.
an active investigation, but after 1 year, the mystery of what happened to these two children remains unsolved.
I love Canadians.
The 1 year anniversary of the disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan is fast approaching, and the RCMP realizes the public expects answers.
Our investigators feel the pressure.
On May 2nd of last year, Jack and Lilly disappeared from their home in Lansdowne Station. Following numerous searches, only a pink blanket and a boot were found, and police say there is no evidence of abduction.
This investigation was always going to take time. There's been A lot of tips.
106 people have been interviewed. Police have received almost 1,200 tips. Staff Sergeant Rob McCamon.
And also, he says this investigation was always going to take time, which we spoke about that, but I was thinking, it doesn't say he doesn't say it's going to take time to find Jack and Lilly. He says this investigation is going to take time. And what does that mean? Well, in my opinion, I believe there's criminality.
Is now asking the public for fact-based tips.
We just need facts and evidence.
This criminology professor says in cases like this, police can get bogged down with online social media speculation.
Those tips may be well-intentioned, but there's limited resources that the police have. If they don't follow up, they'll be blamed. If they do follow up and nothing comes from it, ironically, they're still blamed.
On Sunday, volunteers were back searching the heavily wooded area in Lansdowne Station, but there are no plans for the RCMP to resume a formal search.
We appreciate the efforts from the
Daniel's own words, what he said the RCMP said to him. We believe you, meaning Daniel, his own words, we believe you did something to the kids Thursday night into Friday morning. Right? I agree, Ann. I agree. And RCMP miserably failed on that case. Miserably. And a lot of people died because of that. That was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Right? I'm not muted, darling. No, but she said it was for the kids and no kids are here. So she didn't make it. Wouldn't the person giving her the alleged pool still give it to her? It's all a lie, in my opinion. It's all a lie. Yeah. Everything about, Thursday night, they can't remember because it's an ordinary day. Friday morning, everything's made up.
From the different groups that are trying to support our community.
Boudreaux says in a missing persons case, the first 72 hours of the search are crucial.
And now that
Thank you for asking that. How did it go, Shannon, today? How are you, baby? We need them to get it right for Jack and Lilly. Amen. Absolutely.
are a year in, it makes it even more desperate.
Which is why McCamon is realistic about a positive outcome.
I think the chances that Jack and Lilly are alive are very slim.
In addition to interviewing more than 100 people and responding to numerous tips, the RCMP also administered polygraph tests to family members, people living in Lansdowne Station, and the surrounding areas. But they still can't say what happened to Jack and Lilly Sullivan.
They know at this point, but they can't say, in my opinion. Shy is late. Hello, beautiful people. So late. My heart hurts. My heart hurts because you're late. Shy to the office, please. You're being paid. Shy to the office, please. You're being paged. Mods, we need a late slip for Shy 6649. We need a late slip for Shy 6649. Why didn't Daniel go to the one scheduled day for that week? What time would he have left? Good question. Locked and loaded. Not only that, why did they not go to school that morning? Those kids weren't sick. Lily got a black eye on Wednesday. Huh. Yep. They're going to. They're going to. Have the RCMP ever said that the canine handler was wrong about? No, never. They don't comment about it. Does anyone think that the kids came back from? Yes, they got home that evening. They made it in that house. I don't believe they walked out of the house alone. I believe they didn't walk out of the house, period. I believe they were taken out of the house and probably not alive. I don't believe that they were taken alive out of the house either, in my opinion. Let's see here. I got some articles here, but I'm just trying to see if there's anything. Okay, what's this? Let's see what this is.
Newly released court documents are revealing previously unreported details of the investigation into the disappearance of 2 young children from their home in Nova Scotia in early May.
This is an older
Included in several documents are the initial impressions by police of polygraphs given to the parents of 6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan, and confirmation that investigators found a second piece of a pink blanket they say belonged to Lilly in the trash. The information is contained in court applications.
All of these nice people, right? Look at the trailers that was brought in, the drones, all the people that took time out of their lives to search for Jack and Lilly. Every single item you see was brought here, whether it's a table, a trailer, all of this was brought here to search for Jack and Lilly, when there are 2 or 3 selfish ass adults who just doesn't want the accountability.
Filed by the investigators for permission to conduct searches for phone records, banking records, and video related to the case. The documents include unproven statements made by police and were released to the Canadian press and other news outlets. Many of them contain redactions. They say RCMP conducted polygraphs during its investigation, including of the children's parents, and although took one passed. At one point, an investigator commented that the disappearance of the children was not believed to be criminal in nature. The documents say 3 family members found the pink blanket in a tree in the woods about 1 kilometer from the kids' home during a search on May 2nd. Police said 2 days later they seized another piece of blanket after it was found inside a trash bag at the end of the driveway of the children's home. Police say they confirmed both pieces were part of the same blanket.
They didn't. Yep. Never did. Okay. Hunter, bizarre disappearance of
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose to care.
Okay. Bizarre disappearance of Jack and Lilly Sullivan in Nova Scotia doesn't make sense. One thing the investigation has revealed is a fractured family immingling from the trailer home north of Halifax. In 2026, that's close to impossible. In 2026, that's close to impossible because of high-tech modern... Oh, sorry, I skipped something. Years ago, it wasn't unheard of for people to simply pick up and leave, vanish, begin life anew. In 2026, that's close to impossible because of high-tech and modern realities. As the 1-year anniversary of the bizarre disappearance of 4-year-old Jack Sullivan and 6-year-old Lilly Sullivan approaches on May 2nd, answers have been slim. So far, cops have said there is no evidence the siblings were kidnapped or evidence of criminal offense of any kind. Clues appear equally scarce. It says over a beer, I think it means year, over a year with detective friend recently, the topic came up. CCTV, mobile pings, and digital footprints make the disappearing act tough to pull off. unlike the 1970s. So what happened? Quote, if I was involved, I'd definitely be looking very close at the family, end quote, the detective said, asking not to be identified as he has no involvement in the case. Quote, how did the kids just wander off? So this is the interviewer speaking to a detective that doesn't want to kind of say who he is because he's not involved in this particular case, but he's asking him questions. And he says, I would be definitely looking at the family. Interesting. And then he asked, how did these kids just wander off? The veteran investigator said the tense ground searches using helicopters, drones equipped with heat-seeking sensors, police, divers, and cadaver dogs show that no stone has been left unturned. Searchers found a few boot prints and a piece of a pink blanket that belonged to Lilly, but other clues have been sparse. Rare for predators to take two kids. The cop added that one reason he doesn't believe that they were abducted is because it's very rare for a SEX predator would snatch two kids. Quote, no one is going to snatch two kids. It doesn't make sense. And the search teams going over the area again and again, they can't find them, question mark. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense either, end quote. Right. And he's absolutely right. It's rare for any child to go missing. It's extraordinarily rare for two children to go missing, let alone neither of them being found, right? You have double the chance of finding at least something, a diaper, an article of clothing, an actual real boot print or footprint, any of that, right? Hello, Mr. Neal. Good to see you. This is too sad. Oh, it's sad. I know. They are both well hidden, in my opinion. Maybe. I mean, or they're just not in the area that they're looking at, you know. In missing person and homicide probes, cops always start at home and work their way outward. When it's MURDER, 90% of the time, the killer is the mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin, son, and daughter. Michael Arntfield, a Western University professor, criminologist, and cold case expert, told the Canadian press the investigators can't reveal everything that they know, or the suspect, given that things could jeopardize their investigation by tipping off potential suspects. Quote, at this level, they've got investigators who are of the highest caliber in terms of criminal intelligence and using all kinds of figurative investigative techniques, end quote, Arntfeld said. Quote, RCMP recently have exploited these successfully in many cases where the public was kept in the dark the entire time as a matter of operational necessity, right? They know, but they can't tell us. Arnfield said he doubts the children wandered away from their home, given how dense the surrounding woods they are, and they are alleged to have wandered into are. All options are open. I mean, think of the grass in that field behind the house. That was half as tall as Jack. That grass and the weeds and stuff was. Do you think for a second he could keep lifting his feet up over that stuff? Come on. Give me a break. Probe has shown a fractured family. One thing the investigation has revealed is a fractured family. From the trailer, from the emaciating trailer home north of Halifax, Jack and Lilly hadn't been seen their parental, I cannot read where the fuck today, grandmother in 18 months, where they vanished. They hadn't seen their father in several years. Life with the mom, Malaya Brooks Murray, and their stepfather, Daniel Martell, and infant sister Meadow, the couple has since gone to Splitsville. The mother told cops not long after the children went missing that both youngsters were on the spectrum and known to roam. Mother and stepfather have gone silent. Cops confirmed in January that Martell is facing charges for sexual assault, and forcible confinement of an adult victim. Right. And we have no idea who that victim is that received forcible confinement. But what's interesting is, where would Daniel forcibly confine someone at? Well, Daniel doesn't have another place, right? He lives at his mommy's trailer. And so if an adult can't get out, how the hell can do children get out? Right? So there's that. Now, nearly a year has passed, and the RCMP are still working the case hard. For its part, the provincial province has offered a $150,000 reward that leads to the children's whereabouts. Parental grandmother Belinda Gray does not believe Jack and Lilly were kidnapped, but she grimly added, quote, "I think it'll be a miracle if we find them," end quote. That is by Hunter Tucson. Okay. And I agree with both of those investigators there. It's I don't believe it for a second that they walked off at all. At all. Oh, this was oh, here we go. We got a new interview or piece here. Guys, if you're just joining us, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, sharing the live out, and all that good stuff. Thank you all for being here.
Crews moving through dense brush and orange markers lining parts of the forest. These are the images of those early days. But nearly a year later, what happened to Lilly and Jack Sullivan remains unknown.
This investigation was always going to take time. There's been a lot of tips, a lot of interviews, and a lot of video that we've had to review.
And while tips continue to come in, not all of them are helping move the case forward.
They were duty bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometimes.
But that can be a tough line for people to navigate.
In some person's mind, that may be real to them. They may not see that as something just getting in the way.
I love this guy. He's been there on Jack and Lily's case since the beginning. He's so cute. That may be the criminality of it.
See that as
He's the municipality of Pictou County warden.
something just getting in the way. They think something a lot of times rather than fact-based is something you actually know happened.
Part of the challenge can also come down to how much information is being shared.
Certainly by not putting out enough, it does lead to more speculation. So people are going to make up their own minds. But then again, they only have so much to put out.
Last year, the Sullivan kids were reported to have wandered from their home.
I don't think they have so much they can put out. I think they have a lot they could put out, but I don't think that they're going to do it because, again, there has not been any charges yet. Baby Monkey Sita, thank you so very much for your support. Really do appreciate that. Much love to you, my friend. Really appreciate you. And thank you for being a member here on the Pearl family, too. You're so cute. Thank you so much. Really, really do appreciate you. Yes, thank you so much for your support. Thank you, baby. The guy is funny as hell, real character. Yeah. He's Gin Cherry is late, y'all. OMG. She is late. Everyone. She's late. Gin Cherry to the office, please. You're being paged. Gin Cherry to the office, please. You're being paged. We need a late slip for our Gin Cherry. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Lansdowne station. What followed was a multi-agency search, then a full-scale missing persons investigation. Despite the time that's passed, police still won't say whether this is an abduction or something else entirely.
We just need facts and evidence that support criminality. And once we have that, we make all of our decisions based on the evidence that we collect. Once we have that evidence, then we'll move forward in those areas if that's appropriate.
As the 1 year nears, the absence of answers is a hard reality for many to sit with.
RCMP have told us they have a lot of people working on this right across the country.
Exactly, Wendy.
It just makes people wonder, why is it so long without coming to a conclusion here?
A vigil is planned for Saturday at the RCMP detachment in Stellarton, marking 1 year since Jack and Lilly were last seen. Until then, the family is asking for space and quiet as they reflect on the past year. Todd?
CTV's Hafsa Arif at Nova Scotia RCMP headquarters.
As you reflect. The family.
In Dartmouth.
Oh my God, these people are just nuts, in my opinion.
It's Thursday, April 30th. This is CTV.
Sometimes.
But that can be a tough line for people.
There's been a lot of tips, a lot of interviews, and a lot of video that we've had to review.
And while tips continue to come in, not all of them are helping move the case forward.
They were duty bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometimes.
But that can be a tough line
Look
for
at that.
people to navigate.
Look at that. Hold
better
on.
areas that we could focus on sometimes.
But that
Look at that. You think Jack and Lilly could have went through that stuff? I remember I grew up in the country like this. I remember being a kid and I would walk through grass and stuff like this, and like the weeds and stuff would wrap around your ankle and you'd fall straight to the ground because you couldn't lift up your legs high enough, let alone being 4 and 6 years old. We are talking about preschool and kindergarten age. Come on, folks.
can be a tough line for people to navigate.
In some person's mind, that may be real to them. They may not see that as something just getting in the way. They think something a lot of times rather than fact-based is something you actually know happened.
Part of the challenge can also come down to how much information is being shared.
Certainly by not putting out enough, it does lead to more speculation. So people are going to make up their own minds. But then again, they only have so much to put out.
Last year, the Sullivan kids were reported to have wandered
exactly.
from their home in Lansdowne Station. What followed was a multi-agency search, then a full-scale missing persons investigation. Despite the time that's passed, police still won't say whether this is a persons investigation. Despite the
Look at those trees from that hurricane a few years back. It looks like a wood chipper went through there. Come on, folks. Not a chance. If I had parents like them, I would run. No doubt. No doubt. Hey, Mayflower. Plus, in my opinion, Jack and Lilly were, yeah, exactly. Malaya couldn't even remember if the kids ate or not. We might have stopped and got them, some Tim Hortons, that that my friend works there, so that, hand us them that.
Time that's
They might
passed,
have. We
police
certainly
still
ate,
won't
but
say
I don't-
whether
they
this is an
might have.
abduction or something else entirely.
We just need facts and evidence that support criminality. And once we have that, we make all of our decisions based on the evidence that we collect. Once we have that evidence, then we'll move forward in those areas if that's appropriate.
As the 1 year nears, the absence of answers is a hard reality for many to sit with.
RCMP have told us they have a lot of people working on this right across the country. It just makes people wonder, why is it so long without coming to a conclusion here?
A vigil is planned for Saturday at the RCMP detachment in Stellarton, marking 1 year since Jack and Lilly were last seen. Until then, the family is asking for space and quiet as they reflect on the past year. Todd?
CTV's Hafsa Arif at Nova Scotia RCMP headquarters in Dartmouth. The search continues at this hour in Cape Breton Highlands National Park.
Okay. But if they were sold or trafficked, that would not be an abduction. That would, no. Well, but there's no evidence of that, right? There's no evidence that they were sold, trafficked, either. So, Brandy says, I think someone else came and removed the kids from when they were placed, in my opinion, to where they may be now. There could be. There really could be. It's really hard to tell. Very much hard. This was not. Okay, no, I got that. Okay. Okay, we showed that one. Bear with me. As see if there's anything else on that. 2 seconds, y'all. Need to pull up something here. Okay. Poor babies. That's amazing. They've looked at 8,132 videos. That's a lot of videos. It's a lot of videos. It saddens me that Jack had a black eye, or one of them. Was it Jack or Lilly that had the black eye Wednesday? I can't remember if it was Jack or Lilly. Okay. Okay, let me check here. 2 seconds. Bring it. Canva redid their thing and it's making me very confused. Is it more? Projects. Okay. They moved everything around and it kind of throws me off here. Okay. I got it. It's funny, not funny to me, but it's interesting that Daniel. Why do you guys think Daniel's quiet now? Why do you think he's quiet now? But today feels like we're in morning. Yeah. Hey, little red YouTuber. Lily via. Yeah. These are the Tonka truck. I don't believe that for a minute. Lawyered up. She has visits with Meadow at her home. Yeah. I do too, Joyous. Shamed, Greenaz. Fear. Patty could prove if Lily hit his iron. Patty doesn't have a really good memory, though. It seems to be pointing to the ones who lived in. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is one case where I honestly don't understand how anybody couldn't see otherwise, right? Like on other cases I've covered, I can see really all opinions. On this one, I just can't. It's not even. It's so, in my opinion, obvious. It's interesting. Daniel said Lilly had a black eye before she went missing. I wonder if he said that because yes. If she was found, she would have a black eye because I believe everyone that I've spoke to that knows Daniel believes he was high that night and flipped out. Right? So, here it is. Okay. Daniel provided the third statement for police on May 6, 2025. The following is a summary. Daniel said when the kids went missing, wait. Is this the one? Daniel talks about the areas. Okay, we went over that one the other day. Let me find it. And this is the thing that gets me with Malaya. Malaya stayed at her grandmother's for days after Easter, and at that time said Jack didn't like Daniel. There was no context to why Jack didn't like Daniel. That's all she said. Easter was April 20th that year, and the kids went missing on May 2nd. That's just over a week before the children went missing. Their relationship gave problematic. Daniel should not be the only one doing interviews. She went back. I don't either, Sasha. And I don't know what mother would sit there and let someone do that. Right? Do you guys remember Daniel saying that he gave a blood sample? I was looking at this the other day. Daniel said he gave DNA with the blanket recently, a while back, but this is an old thing. Martell said he recently signed a consent form and submitted a blood. No, that's right. I'm just thinking here, because he said they pricked his finger and it took like 20 minutes. So I guess that would be a blood sample. I was thinking like blood from your arm. I don't know. That's the image I got in my head. They checked I remember he made them check the box. Sure do. You know what's very interesting is after he said that, he said there was no criminality. I saw the box where they said there was no criminality. Remember that? I watched the investigators check the box myself, indicating no criminal involvement. He said, so I have no criminal involvement. And that was my very first time seeing that in writing. Search warrants and the applications needed to obtain them are supposed to be made public after they have been executed, with some exceptions. But in this case, the RCMP have argued that certain information must remain private as police investigation continues. They normally release all of that information, right? But they didn't in Jack and Lilly's case because the RCMP is arguing, right? Some things just need to be quiet. And that, in my opinion, shows you right there, they are looking at, in my opinion, certain people, right? Despite several extensive ground and air searches, including a search in October using cadaver dogs, few clues have been detected to indicate what happened to Lilly or Jack as they left their home in Lansdowne Station, Nova Scotia. In July, the Mounties said that they were conducting forensic tests on a pink blanket found during a search of a heavily wooded area at the family's home. Okay. All right. Let me find this. But the narrative was that Daniel was an evil person. You can see the allegations. It's absolutely insane. Daniel says, quote, I'm completely honest and open with absolutely everything. He said, quote, on Thursday, quote, I've been the figurehead for Lilly and Jack investigation. He thinks he's the bee's knees he's the figurehead. Maybe the RCMP, not you, Daniel. You're the figure ass. I've been at the forefront displaying everything I could and tell everything I could to the public to keep them up to date and everything going on, end quote. Steele Martell said, loose talk on social media has left his reputation in tatters. Quote, that's what this has always been about, making Daniel seem evil, end quote, he said, speaking about himself in third person. Again, what's it with the third person talk and these creeps? Why do all of these creeps talk about themselves in third person? Well, it's to distance themselves, and they have this God complex of them being, it's very bizarre. Listen, quote, that's what this has always been about, making Daniel seem evil. That's Daniel talking about himself. He said, speaking to himself in third person, quote, Daniel's talking about himself, he has nothing to do with this disappearance. But in the public, as long as he looks evil, the public will judge him as being guilty, end quote. Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. Yep. Okay. On this. To me, that's not the eyes of a mother who doesn't know what her kids are. That's eyes behind that says, what the fuck just went on? You can tell, in my opinion. Right? To me, this is interesting. Again, the uncle that Janie said she was talking to that morning, right? And she said was talking to, after she got done searching, standing beside Malaya. Daniel, he has like a thought, like people with a thought process, they will sometimes get ahead of it. Like, for instance, when Daniel was out talking about the RCMP search dogs, when he said when they blamed him for doing something to the kids Thursday night, and then he just willy-nilly brought up that he doesn't have any fake accounts. It wasn't asked or anything. When Daniel does this interview with the RCMP, when Daniel is talking to the RCMP, right? He starts out where that they used to live with Malaya's grandmother and all that, right? And then he says they moved to Daniel's mother's house, and Daniel's mother moved into the camping trailer on the same property. Then he brings in the next thing, which is, to me, is completely weird. The next thing is Daniel talks about his uncle and father lived down the road. He has a good relationship with his family. Yes, very odd. Right? Right? How he talks about that. He brings up his uncle out of nowhere, and his dad and his family, but it's like his thought process, and I'm thinking, why is he saying this right here? Daniel said Lilly and Jack were sheltered, but they always watched them outside, including his mother, meaning Janie. His mother would always tell them if they didn't have coats or boots on. Seems like they got out a lot without coats and boots then. In my opinion. Something's redacted. He said discipline in the house was just talking to the kids and telling them why they could not do things. Daniel said the kids. Okay, where was this part? This is where Daniel intentionally confuses Wednesday with Thursday. He says Wednesday, what happened Wednesday was actually Thursday evening. And he talks about they left the grandmothers around 9:30 and they came home around 10:30. I believe that is whenever they talk about criminality happening, when major crimes came in. I believe this is specifically when they realized something's not right here. When Daniel intentionally confused Wednesday with Thursday. And the reason I think that is because he has Google, like his location on, where it shows where he's been. And so did Malaya. And they watched each other's stuff all the time. So Daniel would say about what actually happened Wednesday, he would say about Thursday to try to justify them. And then when they went and looked at his phone, they were like, oh, no. Something is really wrong here. Right? Off subject here, but driving me nutty. Have you heard about the charges brought by Arizona State? I don't know what you mean, locked and loaded. I don't know what you mean. One second. Yeah, I played that. Okay. All right. Here we go. And this is when he said they left the grandmothers around 9:30 and they got home around 10:30. Then they put the kids to bed. Daniel said he thought Malaya put them to bed. He didn't know what they were wearing because they were underneath the covers when he checked on them. You see what I'm saying? Right there, he says they got home around a certain time. Isn't it interesting how Daniel can remember them leaving grandma's house, what time they got home, that they put the kids to bed, that Malaya put them to bed? But he says he didn't know what Jack and Lilly was wearing because they were under the cover. He's saying this for Thursday night. But the part about 9:30 or 10:30 was actually Wednesday. But he's saying it's Thursday. He's combining two stories. But he can't remember, once he's called out on this, he can't remember what happened Thursday night because it was an ordinary day. It's so bad. I still see the mother standing there when the babies came up missing. I personally didn't believe her from day one. No. Mm-hmm. Yep. Not at all. Okay. Daniel said he thought he went to bed fairly early that night and didn't wake up until the light of the next morning. This later changes. Yes, he definitely combines his stories. But here, when he's given this first interview, he says he thinks he went to bed fairly early. He's later going to say that he didn't go to bed till late. Now, fairly early, what time is fairly early to him? He remembered getting an email that Malaya had marked the kids absent from school on the phone at around 6:18 on Friday. Daniel later said Malaya had to get, I think it was like a doctor's appointment or prescription or something, on Thursday between 12:40 and 1:40. So he can remember that time. So we thought they must have done that before they went to Truro. Again, combining two stories. Daniel could not remember if they went to town on Wednesday or not. That's what happened Wednesday. You're lying, Daniel. He said he had a conversation with someone who was helping with his, I don't remember what that was. Oops. Okay. Again, I think Malaya does the same here. When Malaya said she does not think she opened her phone or sent any messages around that time, meaning from the time she said the kids were missing until, like, I think it was 9:40, which is not true. Because she tried to get in touch with her mother at around 8 something in the morning. Right? And then she said she used her Text Plus because it allowed Wi-Fi calling. She since deleted the app because she doesn't need it anymore. She did not use the Text Plus to call 911 because it does not let you. Malaya said during the day, Daniel had erratic behavior towards the police officers, she thought. He was very standoffish. And Daniel thought they weren't doing enough. Malaya said she was up late Friday night. She put Meadow to bed, but then stayed up. Daniel came in and just went to sleep. She thought he was tired from searching all day. She said she's only got a couple hours of sleep. It was after 3 a.m. the last time she checked the phone, and she was up again around 6 a.m. It's amazing how they can remember all of that. But when it comes to their children missing, it's an ordinary fucking day. You are nuts. You are nuts. This is someone who knew them. that said, I thought they were just rug addicts and would fight with each other over small things. And that's why the house was dirty. Malaya did say on Easter that Jack didn't like Daniel. Breaks my heart. The RCMP would see through all that building there. Oh, absolutely. Well, but here's the thing, Savannah, for Christ. If you, like, Daniel knows better, and he'll combine the Wednesday with Thursday, but he wants them to look at their phone for things that could make him look better, but he doesn't realize that they're going to get him, they're going to call him out on that. It's just crazy. What time is my next live? I have another live I have planned coming up. Let me see what time it is. Okay. Yeah, I need to get that ready. All right, guys. We're going to end it here. Did anyone else notice Ron McCamon seemed happy? I think he's pretty flat. I don't know. I mean, I think he's a good guy. I do. In my opinion. I think that they're working really hard. I mean, he doesn't really get too excited, but I think you might be right. That might be a little bit more excited for him. You know what I mean? Yet Malaya couldn't even remember what the kids ate. Yep, exactly. It's good to see you. I'm not going live right now, but I will be live before 9:45. Sasha, my dear, I got to get it pulled up and stuff. So, thank you, Miss Joyous, Just Ducky. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. I'm probably going to have another live for Jack and Lilly tomorrow. There's some things I'm working on, and we'll get to talk about. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate you all. Not going to stop, even though we're almost at a year. Maybe something might change quickly. You never know. God bless you all. Good night, everyone. I'll be live within an hour talking about Nancy Guthrie case.